Today, students, you are going to read a text. You will find the handout you should have taken home with you that will have the text on this first side that is the race to solve the world's water woes. You are going to read through the text carefully, and I will allow you the next several minutes to go ahead and scan through the text. You can follow along as I read it out loud to you. The race to solve the world's woes, water woes. In rural Ethiopia, women and children are assigned the task of collecting water. They walk up for up to 3 hours, fill a jug with 30 or 40 pounds of water, and then carry it back to their village. The water is often unsanitary, and it is gathered from shallow ponds or wells that are shared with animals. Ethiopia is not the only country struggling with water shortages and contamination. Around the world, almost 800 million people don't have access to safe water. And every day, 1,400 children under the age of 5 die from water-based diseases. Scientists have been trying to develop a solution to this problem for ages, and now perhaps they have found their answer in the Warka Tower, designed by Arturo Vittori. What is this odd-sounding invention called a Warka Tower? Basically, it's a 30-foot tall vessel-shaped tower made up of lightweight and elastic stalks. It is woven in a pattern that provides support against gusts of wind while still allowing air to flow through. A mesh net inside collects droplets of dew that form along the surface. In other words, the Warka Tower allows water to be collected from the air through condensation. One of the Warka Tower's main advantages is that it's easy to set up. Made from biodegradable materials, the towers can be constructed in less than a week without mechanical tools. One tower can supply a village with up to 25 gallons of fresh water a day. These towers replace the need to spend several hours at a time looking for water sources, allowing people to spend time on education and farming. Furthermore, the towers are inexpensive to construct and maintain. Critics, however, have expressed doubts about using this technology in remote villages that probably don't have access to repair specialists. They say maintenance costs will make the tower useless. Additionally, introducing such powerful technology to underdeveloped communities could result in unforeseen difficulties. Past attempts to solve water shortage problems through the use of other technologies have failed. However, Vittori remains optimistic about the Warka Tower's potential. Based on its benefits, the Warka Tower might be a wonderful solution to a deadly problem. You'll also find below an infographic that describes how condensation is formed. You will need this infographic later for a question on the back side of your handout. So now flip your handout over and you will find that your handout should look like this. Okay, we're going to go through this one at a time, making sure you understand what information should be filled in each one of these areas. So as I go through them, fill them in your handout. Okay, students, now that we've read the text, let's go over some of the answers that you're going to find on the back side of your handout. The very first one asks you, what is the topic of the passage? So remember, you want to look at the title and the opening of the passage. What am I really talking about? Oftentimes, the topic will also be a proper noun. So look for proper nouns as well that focus in on what you're reading. Okay, so go ahead and try to answer that now on your own, and you'll pause it here on your screen to see if you know the right answer of what the topic is. Okay? The correct answer is the Warka Tower. So the Warka Tower is the topic of the passage. Now the next question asks us, how do we know? Okay, so we know that the Warka Tower is the topic because it is the focus of most of the passage. Most of the passage is describing to me the Warka Tower, how it's used, the benefits, and what communities are doing to help get clean water. So that's how I know, is because I've read the passage. Now, the next is, what is the central idea of the passage? Now, again, we want to make sure that we think about the message and what the entire piece is about. So again, as I go through all this information, please write this in on your handout. But the central idea of the passage is that the Warka Tower may be an effective solution to the problem of obtaining clean water. So truly, the Warka Tower is a benefit and a solution here for our clean water issue. Now, Our focus this week is to really understand supporting details. Supporting details must come directly from the text. You cannot make them up and you cannot paraphrase them. You need to pull them directly from the text. And again, they support the central idea. So 3 details that support, you want to look for facts, statistics, comparisons, cause and effect, examples, antidotes, and word choices. Those are all things that are going to help support my central idea. The first one you want to write down is in paragraph 3. It states a mesh net inside collects droplets of dew that form along the surface. Remember, this explanation of the tower's function supports the central idea. It lets me know what the work of tower is. Okay, the next one that supports my central idea is paragraph 4, and it states one tower can supply a village with up to 25 gallons of fresh water a day. This detail exemplifies, which means it exaggerates or gives emphasis to the idea of the potential of the Orca tower. So it's reinforcing that central idea of the effectiveness of the Orca tower. Paragraph 5 states introducing such powerful technology to underdeveloped communities could result in unforeseen complications. This concern about the tower supports the central idea. So again, this also lets us know powerful technologies may not be the solution, but the Orca tower could very well be. So this detail supports. Now, one thing you'll also notice is that I have also found details from all areas of the text, from paragraph 3, 4, and 5. If I, in fact, have a correct central idea, then I should be able to find details all throughout the text, not just in one paragraph itself. So that kind of is a hint if you're on the right track for central idea. Next, oftentimes during testing and just ability to understand central idea, we like to look at one specific aspect of central idea within a full text. So we did the whole text, and now you go back and reread just paragraph 4. And if I look back at paragraph 4, I will find that the central idea of the 4th paragraph is that the Orca tower has many benefits and advantages, okay? And so again, just the 4th paragraph focuses on benefits and advantages. 3 details that support that, again, citing directly from the text, and these all come from paragraph 4 now, because I'm only focusing on the 4th paragraph. So please note that it says paragraph 4 states in each one of my details. So record these details now on your handout, okay? They will help you understand and see exactly what I'm expecting when I want to see details from a text. So go ahead and record those now. Next, this second half of your handout, we're going to look at identifying more details and author's purpose. So it says, read this line from paragraph 3. A mesh net inside collects droplets of dew that form along the surface. How does this line support the central idea of the paragraph? Now remember, I didn't memorize the text. I must go back and reread paragraph 3 again. So after I read paragraph 3, I must determine the central idea before I can even tell you how the line supports it if I don't even know what it is. So after I have reread paragraph 3, you will determine the central idea. Go ahead and answer that now and play pause it. What's the central idea of just paragraph 3? Great. Paragraph 3's central idea that has to deal with the explaining how the tower functions. So this line explains to me the functionality, or how does the Orca tower work? And so this line here directly from the text best supports that central idea. Now remember, I told you you're going to use the infographic at the beginning of the video, and the infographic is that picture about how condensation is formed. So it says, what is the purpose of how condensations form? Infographic. Now, we go back and look, and after we read the text, it's evident that the purpose of this diagram is to explain how condensation forms. That's important to me, and that supports the central idea, because condensation is how the Orca tower works. So the author provided the visual for me so I could better understand the use and function of the Orca tower. Next, it says, which of the following could be another title for the race to solve the world's water woes? Now remember, questions about the title are central idea questions. If it asks you, what's another title? All it's asking you is, what's the central idea? And so we already determined in the beginning that it was about the benefits and advantages of the Orca tower. So now if I go back and see, it's evident my answer must be that the Orca Tower can solve water shortage problems. And it specifically tells what the passage is about. This one is very specific. It uses my word in the topic, Orca Tower. These other ones talk about water, but they're not specific to the Orca Tower. So make sure you're as specific as you can be in the central idea. Last, what's the central idea? Paragraph 5 includes specific text details. Now, I want to go back and reread paragraph 5 again before I even answer. Okay, so go back, read paragraph 5, and see if you come up with the same answer that I have on my screen as well. Students, you've done a great job looking through this handout. I hope tomorrow when you come to class, you come prepared, because you're going to have to do this all on your own this time, working in your small groups to see if you can read a new passage and identify all of this information within that passage.